Hi everyone. I have another vintage shop haul to share with you, and actually, I think some of the pieces I have might even be considered antique. I'm not sure, but some of them look like they've been stored away for a really long time. So let me just start off by telling you it was a little shop, and they had two bags, and the bags were each $5, and they all contained little bits and pieces of things that I knew, I could use. I can rack out, all of that. But their doilies were they were just way too expensive. I mean, they wanted $12 for this little doily. So I didn't get any doilies. It wasn't that they didn't have any, it's just I didn't want to pay what they wanted for them. But I did find these two bags, and they said as is, and each bag was $5. It was a Ziploc bag, and I looked, I didn't take everything out, but I did kind of look through, and I said, yeah, you know what? I think it's worth it. And what the heck? I just wasn't going to leave there without buying something, I guess. I don't know. But after I got everything home, I put everything on the hand wash cycle, and I got it out. Some of the little pieces of trims, I ironed them, and I think I did pretty good, even for $10. There is some staining, and obviously there's going to be discoloration, but I mean, neither one of them bothers me at all. So let me show you what I got. First, I'll show you the smaller things that just came in some small pieces. This looks just like a chain, and most of them looked almost like pieces that somebody had started and then maybe never finished. But I mean, I can use these in my fabric or needle books, so I got that. I just want to put them back the way that I have them, so that because I ironed them. This is double, so let me show you what this looks like. And I believe everything I got is handmade. I don't think any of it's machine made. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'm sure someone will correct me, and that's fine. So if you do see that I've made a mistake, then please let me know, because that's how you learn. And then there was this piece, and I loved this piece. I wish there had been more. I don't know if it came from a curtain or what, but look at that. Isn't that pretty? I really love that pattern. But it looks like it might have been like the hem of a curtain. I mean, a piece of a curtain. So I really loved that too. And this one I really love. And I don't know why, I just feel like this is like really old, like maybe it's even antique. I love the discoloration. I mean, you can see it as you as you look at it. It's a good size piece, and it's like three parts of it are three-dimensional, and the stitches are so tiny. I mean, look at how tiny. I did cut off some of the threads, but you can tell it was, from those old threads that your grandmother or great-grandmother would use to make doilies and that. So anyways, I just thought this was beautiful. I mean, if there had been more of this, then, I mean, I would have paid $5 just for, for a good-sized piece of this, so I was happy. Okay, and then, now here's another piece. It's a collar, and I don't know why, but I just feel like this is, like, really old. And again, I could be wrong, but look at the buttons are still on it. But look at the detail. I mean, the detail is just beautiful. And it's a, you know, it's a fairly good size collar, and you can see this is the back of it here. So I really loved this too, and I just love the patinas on these old pieces that have been, you know, sitting away in drawers for years and years. But I just thought that was really beautiful too. And then this was, I'm thinking that this was probably off of an old, like maybe, you know, one of those like over-the-head aprons or something like that, only because of the material that was left around it. I mean, the material is so thin that, I mean, I can see my fingers through it. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but this is, and like I said, I could be wrong. Maybe it definitely wasn't something where they cut out the center of it, because see, the inside is scalloped like that. So that's why I think it looks like, and see how it's got almost, yeah, see the shape of it? I just think that that might have been an old apron. I'd like to think of somebody, you know, like in the early 1900s maybe, that had, you know, that this was an apron, and maybe they were wearing it when they were working on something like I do. But anyway, and it's like a shell pattern. The crochet is like, to me it looks like a shell almost. So anyways, there's that piece. And then this piece is another, it's the same, it's kind of the same thing, only this has like an arm. You know, you can tell an arm would go through here. Right here, see? And you can tell by the shape that this was, you know, it was something that was probably attached to, you know, a blouse or something. But look at the discoloration in it, and see, I just think that's amazing, and I love working with stuff like this. But that's, and this is like the, you know, the sleeve. This is, I mean, it's sleeveless, but you're, you know, beyond the shoulder. And then I love the actual pattern of the stitching, the crocheted stitching. So there's that. And here's a little, like, collar. This might have been for, I don't think it would have been for a baby, but who knows, but it might have been, you know, it was going to be used for a doll maybe. So I thought that was cute. And then there's this collar here. And you can tell, at least that's what I think it is. And again, I might have it inside out. The stitching is so thin, and it's used with thread, you know, very thin thread rather than yarn. So there's that. My hair is everywhere. I shed like a sheepdog. Okay, and I thought this was an interesting piece. It's just one, you know, one little piece, but you can tell somebody, you know, actually crocheted this. And look at how tiny. And these are all like chain stitches. And then they did the little, but I mean, look at how tiny just one of these little round things are. So I thought And I have no idea what this was going to be, because look at, that's it. But I love it. I love that. And then here's another old piece that was probably a collar at one time. And you can tell again, this was the thread that was used. That's how tiny it is. And then there's two pieces of this, and this is like a very dark beige color, and I thought these were really pretty. And there's two of those. And then this was the only colored piece. Actually, there's two pieces. And I hope you'll be able to see the detail, because it's really, they're really pretty. They're flowers and leaves. Let me see if I can put it against something so maybe you can see the detail of the leaves. Oh, I hope, I don't know if you can. I won't know till I look at the video myself, but there's two pieces of these, and it's all flowers and leaves. That's really pretty. Okay, and let me show you some of the trims that were in there. And you can see, you know, by the frayed edge, but there was this one. And I thought that was pretty. And there's a pretty good amount. There's got to be, I would think there's like a couple of yards there. And then there's this one. And there is a little bit of like tear and staining or discoloration on these, but again, that's fine, because look at how much was on there. That's a good amount too. And then there was this. This was really, really thin. I mean, look at that. Look at how thin that is. You can see right through it. But I just think it's beautiful. That will look really nice on something vintage. So there was that. And look at this. There's a huge amount of this one. I think this was probably the edging on a, if not a tablecloth, then like a side table or something. But it was a big square, and I just cut it so that I could iron it and then roll it up. But let me see if I have the right side or not. I can't. I think this is the right side here. So that this is that one. And then this is my favorite. Oh, I mean, there's a good amount. I think there's maybe 1.5 yards, maybe even a little more. But this was my absolute favorite. It's a doily trim, a tiny doily trim. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? There's the middle part of the doily, then all the little tiny, you know, pieces that you see like from a bigger doily. And I just think, and look at, you can see the different like colors, the discoloration. There's no stains on it. It's just discolored. But here, let me put it against my shirt there. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh, I just love this. When I opened up this, I'll tell you, I would have paid $5 just for this, just to have this to put on a fabric book or a wall hanging or something. That's my favorite out of everything. Okay, and then there was this, and it's a circle, and it's got this, I think it's a piece of silk thread, not thread, but like a real thin piece of oh, I don't know, but it's woven through. I mean, this is the pattern. They're like little tiny banners, and then you've got this going all the way across the top. But you can actually, there's a, you know, oh, you know what? I think it's an old, I don't think it's seam binding. I could be wrong, only because the feel of it, it almost feels like silk. But you can, you know, you can pull on it, and it's a circle, and you can, you know, you can gather it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, or how, you know, if I can incorporate that, but I just thought if I didn't, this would make a really cute, like, little banner using, you know, individual one of these, and maybe using like 3 or 5 of them, you know, on one type of banner. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, I was happy with that. Okay, then what else do we have? A few more things. Have this little tiny doily. Poor little thing was all by itself, but it's cute, and I'll use it on a flower. And then there was this one that's really pretty, and whoever did it, this is like a plastic thing in the middle, so they crocheted all around this plastic thing, and I just think this is really, really pretty. And then they chained for some reason. But there's only one of those. And this was the only piece of linen, I think. This little round one. And then there was this piece. That's what I mean about just bits and pieces. But that's fine, because this would be nice for a pocket on a wall hanging, or even a fabric book. And I think there's 2 of those. Yeah, this has a little, it's a different color, and it's a little bit smaller, and there's some staining on it that I couldn't get out washing it, but that's okay. I can always try dyeing it a darker color too, and maybe that will hide it. So there's that, and then look at, again, it's just this one little piece, but look at the size of those. This tiny, I mean, I know my husband's grandmother used to do this, and she lived to be in her 90s, and she, right up until she passed away, she did this kind of work. She would just sit there in her rocker, like during the day, and she would, I mean, she wouldn't do it constantly, but it was always either on her lap or on a little side table with her needle and thread. And when she felt like it, she would do this. It's just amazing. This is kind of a strange color, but I don't know if somebody tried to dye it, or, you know, it's so old that this is, you know, the color it ended up being, but it's almost like a, it's not really a goldish color, but I guess it's close to gold. Like a, what do you call it? Like a dark mustardy yellow. There's that, and this tiny little piece here. I'm sure somebody's watching this going, are you kidding me? You paid $10 for But hey, that's me. And now this is a really, if anybody knows what this might have been or what it was going to be for, then please tell me in the comments, because I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I hope, see, you can see the shape of it, but I have no idea what it is or what it was going to be. But again, look at the tiny, tiny stitches. I can't, I would love to just sit and watch somebody be able to do this with this tiny thread here. Here's a piece of the thread. That's how tiny. It's just amazing to me. I wish I could do that. Even if I knew how, my fingers wouldn't let me do that. But anyways, so that's my little vintage store haul. Oh, I have to show you one other thing. Wait a minute, I have to go get it though. I forgot. And yes, if you can see me, I'm in my jammy bottoms, but that's how I like to craft when I'm home alone by myself. This was in here too. And this is like a piece of, muslin or cotton or something. And it's stamped with a couple of patterns. Here's a pattern. But there's this big pattern here, which you can see. But somebody did the stitching. And see, this lifts up so you can see the stamped pattern underneath that. And look at all the stitching. But it's stitched like all along here and all up here. So I don't know how to get it off. I don't know if I just have to cut around it maybe and use it that way, but I don't. If anybody knows a way to get it off, if you could let me know, I would appreciate it. But the interesting part of it, I mean, besides being beautiful, and I think it is beautiful. Here, I'll show you. Try to show you a little closer up. And here's a corner. It's in the shape of a square, kind of. It's written right here. It says, from the Home Queen, Waterville, Maine. At first I thought it said Mass, M-A, for Massachusetts, but it says M-E, and that's Maine. But Waterville, Maine. I wish there was a date on it. There's no date. But it says 6 yards, narrow braid, 1 yard of, I don't know what the word is, H-O, it looks like N-I-T-O-N, Honiton. I'll have to try to Google it, and just for the heck of it, and see. But that's what this says. And I think, this is what I think. I'm being very thoughtful today too, by the way, because usually I don't think this much. Honestly, I don't. But after reading that now, and I don't know if you can, if you can really see it, I think this was going to be a pillow for somebody. What do you think? Do you think? Because it says, like, maybe they were going to, stitch this part too from the Home Queen, Waterville, Maine. I don't know, but isn't that interesting? Oh my gosh. I'm either I'm either so tired or so bored that I'm just entertaining myself now because I don't know. Now I don't even know if I'm going to end up showing this video. I'll have to look at it first. Maybe I will just for laughs. But anyways, this is the last piece. And if anybody knows, like I said, how to get it off without wrecking it, please let me know. But I think maybe if I have to, if I'm going to use it, I will just like cut around where the, excuse me, where the black part of the pattern is, and just use it like that. But unfortunately, you can see a lot of the, black pattern in between. So anyways, that's my little haul from yesterday. It's Monday. I'm going to try to get this up today, June 2nd, but if not, I found this on Sunday. So leave a comment if you want. Let me know what you think, and I will be back soon, hopefully with a project share. So have a good day, everyone. Bye.